What's up YouTube, Fallout Freak here, and I'm back with another quest video. So we did a Fallout New Vegas quest in my last quest video, so today we're going to be talking about Fallout 3 quest, and that quest is none other than Tranquility Lane. So without further ado, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about Tranquility Lane. Tranquility Lane is the 7th main quest in Fallout 3, an Xbox 360/PC achievement and a PlayStation 3 trophy. The quest begins immediately after the completion of scientific pursuits, as the Lone Wanderer sits in a Tranquility Lounger in Vault 112. The quest can also be accessed immediately after the completion of Escape by entering Vault 112 after the Lone Wanderer leaves Vault 101. Summary: Tranquility Lane is a virtual reality simulation housed in Vault 112, created by Dr. Stanislas Braun. The Lone Wanderer is tasked with an escalating series of violent tasks ranging from making a child cry to killing residents. The tasks are given by a little girl named Betty, who in turn will free the Lone Wanderer's father, James, who is trapped in dog form. As an alternative to completing the violent tasks, the player character may activate a failsafe, which will irrevocably kill everyone with the exception of Betty, James, and the Lone Wanderer. Both solutions result in the release of the Lone Wanderer and their father from the simulation. Betty's tasks. Betty will task the Lone Wanderer to do the following. 1. Make Timmy cry, by attacking him physically, by convincing him that his parents are divorcing each other because of him, which he will believe after a speech check, by giving him the military school brochure to fool him into believing his parents are sending him away, by killing one or both of his parents. 2. Breaking up the Rockwell's marriage, by telling Janet Rockwell that her husband is cheating on her, which she will believe after a speech check, by finding the lacy underwear in the Simpson household upstairs on their bed, placing it in Roger's desk in the Rockwell's basement, then telling Janet that her husband is either cheating or he wears the garment. By reading Janet's diary upstairs, which indicates that she'd like to kill Martha Simpson. Take the rolling pin from the kitchen in the Rockwell house and beat Martha to death with it, then tell Roger Rockwell about it. Note that reading the diary is optional. Skipping that part will not prevent completion. 3. Kill Mabel Henderson. Betty indicates that Mabel must be murdered in a sufficiently creative manner. The chandelier above the hallway to the kitchen can be rigged to drop when someone walks under it. A roller skate can be moved to the stairs, resulting in her falling to her death. Martha Simpson states that Mabel loves cooking. Her oven can be sabotaged. Upon being asked to make a pie, she lights the stove and an explosion occurs, killing her. The security console in the kitchen can be accessed, allowing one to enable the security lockdown, locking Mabel in the house. Set her robot to begin security program mode, and as it wanders around, disable the security parameters data, rendering it unable to determine friend from foe. The robot will also be hostile to anyone it detects. If the robot is destroyed after it kills Mabel but before deactivating its security mode, the Lone Wanderer will not be locked in the house, deactivating the security on the terminal and will allow them to leave. 4. Kill everyone. As Betty says, the pint-sized slasher mask and slasher knife can be found in the doghouse to the right of the abandoned house. At this point, everyone will become hostile and attempt to flee from the Lone Wanderer, with the exception of Betty, the dog Doc, and the Mr. Handy. After everyone is murdered, Braun expresses gratitude for the entertainment and tells the Lone Wanderer that Doc is actually their father and has been watching them in horror the entire time. Failsafe. 1. Old Lady Dithers will tell the Lone Wanderer that she knows that Tranquility Lane is a simulation, that Betty is really Braun, and that he uses a failsafe terminal. She mentions that the Lone Wanderer should go and search the abandoned house. 2. Within the abandoned house, the Lone Wanderer will find a set of objects that make specific musical pitches when activated. If they enter the proper sequence, the failsafe terminal will reveal itself in the terminal selecting Chinese invasion will summon a squad of Chinese commandos who proceed to murder the residents of Tranquility Lane with the exception of James as Doc the dog, Betty, and the lone wanderer. According to the notes on the invasion program, this program disables the fail-safes on the pods, meaning that dying in the simulation will kill the real-world person as well. The tone sequence is radio F, pitcher C, gnome D, pitcher C, cinder block B, gnome D, bottle A. If one cannot remember the sequence to activate the terminal, note that each object has a specific tone, and Betty whistles the correct tonal sequence while playing in the center of the lane. The solution melody is a reference to Tranquility Lane's soundtrack. The theme is played multiple times by the xylophone and once by the flute. F, C, D, C, B, D, A. 3. If Braun is spoken to, he will angrily scold the lone wanderer on what they have done and lament that he is now alone and trapped forever within the simulation. Something confirmed by his own notes on the Chinese invasion plan on the fail-safe terminal. The systems in place of his own safety will not allow him to be killed, even if the invasion program is launched. He will further point out that Doc the dog is actually James, and he will be waiting for the lone wanderer once they leave the simulation. 4. Using the exit door on the playground will end the simulation. Outside Tranquility Lane. As soon as the Tranquility Lounger pod opens, James will walk to the lone wanderer and begin a conversation. He had intended to find some holotapes, memos, or even experiments from Braun related to the Gek, but what he found was Braun, who trapped him in Tranquility Lane as a dog. James indicates he'll be returning to Rivet City to meet with Dr. Lee and resume Project Purity. This ends the quest and begins the Waters of Life. Once Tranquility Lane is exited, it cannot be accessed again. So that is a little bit, or a lot of bit, about Tranquility Lane. I'm going to play the Tranquility Lane theme song while I show you a few pictures of Tranquility Lane. So here's the theme song. Hopefully my internet cooperates with me. Let's get to my desktop. So here's the simulation, and this is the screen of Tranquility Lane. This is what the Vault Boy Tranquility Lane, I guess, quest looks like. This is the inside of one of the houses. This is your watch. You got that little Vault Boy with the long minute hand and the short hour hand there, so it looks like it's 2:55. Here's an aerial view of Tranquility Lane. So you got this like little cul-de-sac type looking area, I guess. Here's a little playground in the middle. Here's some houses all around the lane. Let's go ahead and pause that and get back to my webcam. That is Tranquility Lane in a nutshell. Hit me up in the comment section below and please let me know what you think about the Tranquility Lane quest. It is definitely one of my favorite quests in the Fallout 3 video game. But until my next quest video, you must always remember that war never changes.